improved than the other side of things. Ghost, we haven't really seen this deep in the regionals too often, and when they haven't found a lot of success. They're a team that haven't accumulated a lot of points either for the major, while Pioneers have shown their fangs multiple times here in North America, and very I guess excited to see what they can do here off the bat. It's going to be Beast Mode finding the first goal as they're up 1-0 right off the bat.
And this is somebody that they're going to be seeing behind the ball shooting consistently for the match. Beast Mode, who has been the Pioneers' star player on their rise throughout the ranks. And you know, something that's definitely notable for KCP today is that their two losses, at the start, it was Rogue, and then later on they had dropped to Envy in a very close match. It was definitely not, you know, Envy's game to dominate, but that's something that the Pioneers really want to get better at it, getting consistent with results against, you know, the best teams. But these matches are just as important to really establish that you've taken the next step. And while Ghost, they're trying to close that gap against the Pioneers. But so far, it hasn't been anything too crazy for either team to handle on defense. Not any one team gaining consistent possession, although Ghost are starting to heat up on the orange half.
And to what you're talking about, Jorby, the strength of schedule here for today does skew towards Pioneers. They've had, or rather they had the harder schedule here today, already having to play Rogue and Envy, while the KC Pioneers are probably the toughest team Ghost Gaming have had to play. They played Frontline, Alpine, Stromboli, and Plot Twist. So for the Pioneers, they have been tested already today, and the question is, can they take down a team that I think people expect them to win? And you know, we haven't really been able to talk about even a player like Lion Blaze and what he brings to this team too much for Ghost. We haven't been able to see them get this deep, and I really like Lion Blaze. He's a player for me. When you look at Ghost Gaming, he's the guy to be on the ball to create that opportunity individually. He did it on former teams of when he was on 72 Pin Connector. So for me, Lion Blaze is the man to look out for on the Ghost side of things.
And Lion Blaze really making a name for himself. You know, the 1v1 game of his usually gets mentioned whenever you're talking about Lion Blaze, which is part of what makes him so dangerous behind the ball with a little bit of space. But yeah, to get behind that last ball, and well, that shot just wide. Freshness had a look, and Freshness has been finding his mark more. But you know, this team has had some. They kind of had a falling back to earth moment the whole way back when they won the BTS Summer Shuffle, or they didn't win. I'm sorry, they got to the grand finals versus NRG. They've really struggled to find that consistent form. Although here they've done a great job shuffling the ball away from the Pioneers, who are having trouble hanging on to it. But as soon as they get on offense, that's when the Pioneers defense really starts to, you know, close in towards the box. It becomes really difficult to get quality shots on that.
And so far from what we've seen from them in this game is kind of a slow game here between both teams. As Beast Mode actually lands on the ball, Memory's going to clean it up. You feel like the defense did their best there, and unfortunately, Beast Mode just able to fall back on top of it. Luke didn't really understand what was happening either. It's tough for a defense to read that. Memory could see it all the way coming from the midfield and had a free shot.
Yeah, high sailing ball across the pitch. If everybody on defense is rotating back or on the ground, more times than not, Beast Mode is going to get that result. So, Pioneers, they grab a little distance against Ghost, and maybe some more, but Freshness is able to pick up the save. And Ghost would love to get the gears moving now, and they just have to constantly play defense. Freshness making that zero boost save higher on the edge of the net. But still nothing really develops here. Maybe if they can win a 50 in front, that's not the easiest ball for them to get to. The Pioneers, again, killing another possession for Ghost.
Yeah, only one shot from Ghost here in this game so far, coming up on a minute left to the 8 of the Pioneers. So you're just seeing the difference there in offensive output, at least chances to put one on the board. And unfortunately, this one's going to be stopped up by the Ghost Gaming defense here. See if they can get something going on offense. They've been cut out multiple times. There's Memory coming from the backfield. Rapid's already downfield to receive it. Memory actually tries to shoot, but it's Rapid who blocks it away. And Ghost Gaming thanks their 4th defender.
And for Ghost, they're still struggling in the boost department. You know, a lot of times on these pushes, they actually have some space and they sneak through the seam. Freshness receiving a perfect pass from Luke.
Yeah, great vision from Luke to see Freshness. He whips back around. Freshness did the same. And a great shot from Freshness to the corner. Good little setup there from Ghost Gaming, and that's something to be proud of as you put yourself up on the board there. And they got 30 seconds to work with now.
Might get a look on the kickoff. It's going to be up to Lion Blaze, and well, Luke was able to grab the ball, but now it's about getting the next few touches past the Pioneers. But the Pioneers on defense, you know, they've gotten a lot of clears like Memory just got right there, where there's no confidence in Ghost's push forward. As soon as it gets around to midfield, you know, the ball just kind of sails forward into the third, and the first man for the Pioneers just finds freebie clears like that. And this time, no one's back on the rotation. Pioneers, well, they grab distance again.
Lion Blaze was trying to force the issue. Only had 4 seconds left. Luke went for the corner. Freshness was on the ball, so Lion Blaze was that last man, and he was just looking for a block, something to go in his favor. And unfortunately, couldn't get to the ball first, and we sit here, a 2-goal set deficit for Ghost Gaming, and the Pioneers will take game 1.
No panic for Ghost yet. I do think that they were still, you know, getting the feel in this series. The Pioneers started off pretty hot with beast mode and with that first goal to start the game. And then the Pioneers just did a great job controlling the pitch. We watched them do this the last time we got to cast this team, Corelli. Beast mode especially is... Yeah, him and Rapid love to just steal all the boost on the pitch. I swear I'm always seeing those two, even in situations where you're like, maybe you should be back on that. We're like, nope, Memory every time he gets the clear, so it's not a problem. And that's worked for the Kansas City Pioneers.
And Rapid had a pretty quiet game as well for the Pioneers, and that's not normally what he does. I had mentioned it yesterday. He's a guy that stays behind the ball from his corner to the other side. I mean, he's always behind the ball, being a nuisance, making sure that any defender that challenges him has a tough time beating him. And that's what I think Rapid does so well, and why he's such a huge asset to any team is you can count on him to be there for the challenge and to slow things down so that you can get back into position or collect boost. And a player like Beast Mode especially benefits off that. He can be that man to help clean up these plays that Rapid develops.
The Pioneers had a lot of shots on net, especially when you compare it to Ghost, and there's a bit of a tie-up in the Ghost net that was broken up, and Ghost almost got a breakaway. Luke couldn't put it in the back of the net. One defender in particular, Memory, keeps the ball out of the net. Ooh, good bump from Lion Blaze. See, this is a good return for Ghost to start game 2. Start getting a little more physical. He couldn't break the rotation last time, but maybe now the Pioneers keep their heads on a swivel when on the orange half, but they get another long clear. That's exactly what Ghost want with Freshness. Gets an incredible win on that 50. It is kicked out to the side again. We'll see if Ghost can get something on this push, but again, they're just lacking, you know, that speedy touch that beats the Pioneers' second man on this defensive rotation.
And what you're talking about there, Jorby, not saying that Ghost has employed this tactic here in the first minute, but that physical game is never a bad option so long as you are safe and not overcommitting on the play or chasing players to make the demo happen. And here's Rapid now in a 1v1 situation. It's Lion Blaze. That's the man you want back if you're Ghost Gaming in a situation like that, and does well.
I mean, you hear Garrett talk about it in his post-game interview. Demos are OP. You got to go for them when you can, but also mention how hard it is to demo at this level. This ball off the backboard, but the rest of the Pioneers around midfield. Luke hopped right over Beast Mode. Freshness turns on this. Ghosts, you see Lion Blaze already stretching. He sees that passing play is dead. There's just never a presence in midfield for Ghost. I feel like that's the one key component that's missing to really start putting pressure on the Pioneers, but instead, Pioneers get one guy, they keep it close, maybe they get a passing play like this, but you know, that staggered approach that the Pioneers have against Ghost right now is part of what's keeping them flat-footed. They're not exactly sure if the first man is just going to push forward or if he's just going to pop it up for, you know, a lateral or a slight back pass. Lion Blaze, quick off the ceiling, but not good enough. It would be cleared away again.
Very reactionary play from Ghost, I'd say, here in this second game as well as maybe the first game. But it does feel like Ghost are trying to read what the Pioneers are doing, but they're letting the Pioneers set things up. And so that's why they've maybe been a little bit more dangerous, while Ghost has been able to put on a lot more shots here in this game 5 to the 4 of Kansas City. It does feel like Kansas City are having a few more dangerous attempts on target. Ghost still struggling to break from their own end, and when they do, Jorby, they just give the ball away.
And Luke, he had to dive, try to steal a boost, but again, you have second and third man that are beyond the midfield line. Luke comes back after being in the attacking corner the whole way back to make that save, because Lion Blaze and Freshness are getting caught up in midfield. So something has to change with this approach against the Pioneers. It hasn't worked. In fact, now they're getting demoed on the back line, and it's going to be a freebie for Rapid thanks to Beast Mode.
Yeah, great work here from Beast Mode, getting this demolition on Freshness. Rapid beats that first man to the ball, and then they pinch it into the net. Why not?
High five.
Yeah, a little high five right on the goal line, on the Ghost Gaming goal line, and a 1-0 start for the Pioneers.
Low five. Got to get it absolutely correct. That's the award, right? The in-game award?
I think so.
I think so as well. Freshness. He actually gets a nice challenge out to Luke. If Luke can get the double, and he did off the crossbar. Somehow, Lion Blaze got that shot, but it didn't matter. Even after Ghost send the house, they come up with squat. Ooh, they might get it here. That was a great win from Freshness. Just put it in. He does. There we go. Tie game.
Well, and this could be the way that Ghosts stay in this series and in this game, at least. It's a good little cut in the midfield and quickly able to follow that one up. Even with no boost, caught the defense out. Of course, I don't think any of them thought Freshness was going to get to that ball before their third man did. But the Pioneers have got to look out. There is quite a bit of speed on this Ghost Gaming roster, and you definitely don't want to discount that. You get a little lackadaisical in the midfield, and all of a sudden a Ghost Gaming player could come through and really make you pay.
And we're here now. Ghost are able to receive a couple balls in midfield. Ooh, Rapid, a massive fake against Lion Blaze. Now he takes control, takes the shot. It's not good enough yet. Maybe first in a sequence of shots, but that clear from Luke will force them to try again from their own corner. So far, the clear game from Ghost has been much more consistent, and in fact, they've been getting considerable more pressure against the Pioneers on this last push. Luke hops right in front of that, and you do notice how much more aggressive they are, Corelli. Nobody's hanging around beyond midfield. We're not just expecting to receive a clear from the Pioneers and try a little three-man passing play that the Pioneers are already on top of. They're on the backboard with a clear from Lion Blaze. But I like the approach from Ghost. They've definitely adapted and gotten more aggressive.
Yeah, definitely picked up the pace as well, I feel like. And able to put on a lot more shots now, 10 in their name. And with 10 seconds left, are we going to overtime? Or maybe they might accidentally give the ball away. Lion Blaze has to hit the 50, and now Rapid's going to play it to the middle of the field. And Ghost will happily just clear it away. And we head to overtime in game 2.
Well, that's how you want to start. Or that's how you want to recover, sorry, if you're Ghost. But overtimes can completely wipe away all of the effort you put in for 5 minutes to adjust your rotations, adjust your approach, and keep the focus.
Pass.
And Ghost got a great pass, but Luke, well, just couldn't find the edge. He was denied by the Pioneers defense. A consistent thorn in the side of Ghost's offense.
Yeah, it was a fine shot by Luke there to the back post. Beast Mode was just well positioned to catch back up to it, and that was one of the best looks that Ghost have had in this game alone. Maybe another one here. Rapid's got to get the read. He does. Luke doesn't have enough boost to chase after it, and the Pioneers are going to get away.
Record drop, but then Lion Blaze has to make a hard save against Memory. Well, maybe not as hard for Lion Blaze, but certainly the situation. You're feeling the pressure.
Oh!
What a double from Beast Mode! Activates Beast Mode to take game 2.
How did he even get back to it? It just comes all the way across, and he had 10 boost on that second touch. There's just no way you can defend that if you're Ghost.
When your launch is that perfect, and Beast Mode had to get that read perfectly with the amount of boost that he had. He has moments like that where he's unbeatable. Like you said, how do you save that? You don't. Beast Mode turned it on. GG. So game 3, I'm sorry, Ghosts. You did a lot to improve. In fact, you had, what, 12 shots on net?
Yeah.
Didn't mean squat in that overtime. Beast mode just takes over again.
It was a much better game from Ghost. And to your point, I mean, this game is just lost off of a great shot from Beast Mode. And it's really not much more you can say about it. Sure, Ghost had opportunity that they didn't capitalize on, but boy, was that a shot from Beast Mode. And it's just tough as a defense. You know, eventually, as the game goes on, players like Beast Mode are going to have those opportunities, and he does here. So for Ghost, look, I think it was a fine game. It was close. I mean, this was the game I think I expected coming into this series. It was much closer. Ghost had a lot more control. Now can you convert? And that's the true question, because they had a lot of shots.
You know, collecting on the goals is the answer for Ghost. You need to fit every puzzle piece together to complete the set. But the Pioneers hoping to cause some chaos. Nice little back pass to Beast Mode. Freshness. Couldn't handle it, and you know, I dare say that maybe a little lucky that Beast Mode was the guy who put the pressure on there. Because if he was going to be responsible in the follow-up, you know he would have immediately been there to punish. But Ghost in a tight situation. And Freshness, he's been looking better as the match has gone on, especially in his challenge game. When we talked about Ghost's, wow, take that ball away and get it right to Luke. That's risk if I've ever seen it, but less risky than just letting the Pioneers take the shot there.
Still a minute through here. Ghost looking very similar from the last game. Having that pressure, that was a good attempt. Got 2 players to go, and they might get some midfield control. Unfortunately, no one there on the challenge. I think that boost game is becoming a factor. 2 players didn't have any boost at all on the Ghost side of things there in the midfield, and unfortunately couldn't keep their positioning.
Iltu don't have any boost, but the ball was planted right in front of Luke. Freshness does what he can to clear. Now you're looking at 12, 31, and 0 on the Ghost end.
Yeah.
all they can get is long clears. Pick up the pads as fast as Sonic collecting coins and take some shots on net. Luke steals the boost away. Can Ghost get more pressure set up here? Lion Blaze, that first touch a little higher and away from him. Maybe wanting to contest Beast Mode there, but he had a full tank of boost. Lion Blaze more than other players maybe to try to go for that cheeky double tap. I like that transition from Ghost though. Pioneers defense proving difficult once again.
Yeah, and unfortunately they give up the ball here, Ghost does, and Rapid's gonna punish them. Nobody back in a 1-0 lead for the Pioneers.
The Rapid just wins a massive midfield challenge against Freshness. And Luke, from his perspective, he's at least thinking that that ball, you know, it gets killed. It doesn't just, Rapid just doesn't scoop Freshness away and then come clean with the ball. Like, that's probably the last thing you might expect in that situation with how Luke was positioned.
Yeah, unfortunate, but what a great challenge from Rapid and a good passing play here from Ghost. Unfortunately, I think Freshness was the one who cleaned that one away, but there was a Pioneer defender right behind him, so it was getting saved regardless.
I definitely thought it was a better option.
There's still some good setup here from Ghost. There truly is. It's just the shot either isn't good enough or it's some quality defense from the Pioneers, and Ghost just can't break through.
And, you know, if they had had this form in game 1, like if it didn't take them that full 5 minutes to really get their heads on the right direction against the Pioneers, then maybe the Pioneers don't consistently take the first goal and hang on to these leads. But I don't know. I mean, the Pioneers defense has been rock solid all match long. And as soon as Beast Mode gets in front of a transition, it's always scary as soon as Ghost are rotating back. But, you know, the same positives that we had about Ghost in game 2, I think apply here in game 3. Slowing it down, Luke, love the play, but Steve, again, you cannot get by this Pioneers defense.
I think Luke gave him a little stutter step coming up with the ball as well, but again, great saves from Pioneers and they stay alive. And what can you say if you're Ghost? Again, another great setup from them. They caught the defense out, but a big save. And for Ghost, this gets a little bit frustrating at this point.
Oh, Luke, he is fortunate that he ended up misplaying it because Beast Mode certainly didn't expect it. Would have looking to get dunked on the play. But Ghost, they still got a little bit of time left. You have kept the Pioneers out of your net for the most part. But you got to score at least 1 to win in whatever situation at all. So time to move down the field if you're Ghost. Luke, slowing it down again. He's starting to slow it down every time he gets behind the ball. That's about the second or third time when he's receiving that pass in front. Trying whatever he can to mix it up against this Pioneers defense. Here again, Lion Blaze just going to pitch it away, force the Pioneers to play laterally, but much to their chagrin, they have not been able to beat Beast Mode to the ball. He gets another solid clear on the intercept.
Lots of space for Rapid to pick it up into the flip reset. Remember, he's going to go off the crossbar. Beast Mode smartly doesn't force himself onto it, and the Pioneers are just going to stay on offense here. 30 seconds left.
Catch by Lion Blaze. He's got Luke in front of him. Luke can clear the space if Lion Blaze can get the ball to Freshness now. Luke trying to make the Pioneers guess, but Freshness takes his time to get there. Now time running really thin. Here come the Pioneers. Light shot saved. Last chance. Downfield for Lion Blaze. He got the catch, but it's going a little too fast. Got the 50, but where are the rest of Ghosts? Midfield ball is the Pioneers, and cleanly taking down Ghost in 3. Beast Mode and company move on.
And this game in particular is very frustrating. I think if you're on the Ghost side of things, a 2-0 scoreline does not show what had happened in this game, because there was so much opportunity for Ghost, and you have to give some credit here to the Pioneers defense, but there was some great setup from Ghost, especially inside the box. They were finding each other. They were doing all the right things. It's just that shot never dropped for them. And I think that was the biggest difference here in this series, and definitely in this game.
It just felt like they got lost when it came to, beyond the first man, where you had both. Everyone was guilty of it on Ghosts. They're just too passive in their rotation, where, with a 3-man roster, you should be able to take more risks as a second man, but it felt like Ghosts were very risk averse. They wanted to catch the ball. The Pioneers were hard clearing a lot of things, so they're like, we can catch it, we can get it out, but, the Pioneers are so good at chasing down those opportunities that it was hard for Ghosts that when they finally could get a hard clear, they had no boost and no players to receive it. I think that those things really killed them, death by 1,000 cuts in that respect, if you will. But I don't think that, I liked the recovery. You like the ability of Ghost to adapt to that situation, but they still got work cut out for them for sure in the future.
And we'll see how it goes. I think, again, for the Pioneers, this was a pretty solid win over Ghost. 3-0 is a solid, or a quality scoreline for them. And again, continuing that uptrend, they get themselves into the playoffs.
Now, Alpine